Hello everybody and welcome back to Shenanigans. Our party, against all odds, has defeated the ambush that was designed to be more or less undefeatable on the way to Gold Hill.
Yep, and now Doreen just goes around, loots corpses, gets the spell book from the wizard, and gets all of her goblin hands back while chopping off all the human hands and just leaving them on the person's face.
Yeah, so let's talk about what we see up here as you're on this area above the cliffside. It's not like a nice, flat, easy terrain. It's kind of this rocky, uncomfortable hills with bizarre outcroppings, and then, you know, nice flat area, and then like a crag, and then a boulder. It's fairly inhospitable. But you find a couple of tents scattered about, mostly under overhangs, and that sort of thing. There's some supply crates. You can see bedrolls. There's like a camp area set up that's sort of spread out, with lots of like little supply boxes and crates all over the place as well. And as you go to start inspecting the bodies, how many bodies are there? There's 4, 5, 6, 7.
No, 5
7 total?
5 up top, 4 down. Because 2 got killed by rats, and the wizard was killed by her. No.
2 got killed by rats, 1 was the wizard.
4 people up top.
And then 1 got killed by their own arrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 8 bodies total.
Look in chat. McTacky up top, YouTube.
What about it?
The YouTube link.
The YouTube link. That's what I was talking about. You need to look at it.
It's gloriously stupid.
Not the Regal Goblins wiki.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Yeah. All right.
So good.
Yeah.
So you're looking at these bodies as you're collecting them, and you'll notice that the red tabards and tunics that they're wearing, like they sort of match, but the colors aren't the same. Even like the cut of the fabric's not the same. The stitching's not the same. There's like a black like stitch of an outline of a dragon on the front and back of them, but each of them looks like they were individually hand sewn by the individual soldiers.
Is that symbol they were trying to do the Mystrian symbol?
No, it's not the Mystrian symbol. It is an outline of a dragon. It's not the kingdom symbol in general.
So the
but it's all
symbol.
like,
got it.
It's all sort of crudely done, and the fabric colors don't match, and the fabrics don't match. It looks pretty piecemeal. And when you're looking at their gear, a lot of their gear doesn't look pretty good. Some of these people have like old crossbows that are probably like, you know, their grandpa's crossbow that they gave to them. They've tried to polish up and make as good as possible, and there's like new modifications, like the some of the hinges are new. It's definitely new string, but you're noticing that a lot, like the quality of the gear that they have is pretty abysmal. And their tabards and their uniforms they look like each soldier made them instead of like being made en masse and distributed to people. It's all sort of crappy, but you do loot them. The captain has 10 gold, 10 silver, and 10 copper on him. The wizard has, I think, 5 gold and 20 silver. Doesn't carry any copper. And then the remaining 8 soldiers total, I'll just use my 2d30, have 27 silver. No, I'm sorry, 25 silver. That was upside down. 25 silver.
So, not much.
Yeah. Not much.
Okay.
You can keep it.
Okay.
You do get the wizard's spellbook.
Yep.
Yep, add it to your list. And now here you are. There is one living donkey who has been... God, this donkey's been attacked. This donkey's been stabbed. This donkey's been set on fire. It's been plunged into perpetual darkness. It's been rained on. It's been walking through the heat. It's... What is this donkey's name? I think we need to graduate it from donkey number 2 to some sort of name.
Donkey.
Donkey.
All right,
The Dawn.
Dawn is here with you.
Okay.
He's the most noble of all mules.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is the godfather.
Yeah. Definitely good. Okay.
Also, Droopy, I have 5 orisons. Droopy orisons herself.
No, you
5
don't.
health. Yes, I
You
do.
have 8.
Oh yeah, right.
She 3 plus level.
Yeah,
Yep.
she answers herself back to 22, and gives you 1.
I'm good on healing.
All right.
So I'll just hold on. Where's my roll thing? Roll 1d10 plus 1.
She gives 1 orison to Dawn.
Aw. Ooh.
Nice.
All right.
And did you take the hands off the zombies that I created?
I think you made the zombies before he had an opportunity. She had an opportunity to take
Yeah,
the
I mean
hands.
afterwards when she comes back.
No, I'm not keeping the human hands.
All right, so she
Don't walk into
this,
town with human corpse hands.
Yeah, as you kind of say that, Droopy like thinks, and commands these 2 zombies to just walk into the north. Just walk.
Just walk.
Aren't they just like hitting a cliff?
Yeah,
just
they would just run
walk.
into.
I mean, no, there's no
Face
more.
planting into
No,
a-
there is a rope probably since she had to climb down. So
oh, so
yeah.
can zombies climb ropes? I don't think zombies can climb
I think
ropes.
a zombie can be ordered to grab a rope, and then I can just haul them.
You could probably haul the zombies up if you wanted.
If that's what
yeah.
if that's what Droopy wants to do, she wants to
she
do.
cannot
Doreen will just
de-animate
like
them.
yank.
she cannot de-animate
You could
them.
have them fight to the death. It would be cool.
I mean, do you? You want to take them in town?
No. You want me to kill him? I'll kill him.
She looks at the 2 zombies. Fight to the death.
Okay.
And the 2 zombies.
Zombies battle each other.
All right, I have Zombie Bob with 8 HP and Zombie Josh with 6 HP.
All right, why don't you roll for Bob, and Doreen can roll for Josh, and the 2 of you can battle each other as zombies.
What armor are they wearing? Chainmail. Was
Zombies are. Oh yeah, the 2 down there had 15 AC. Or +5 to AC from their chainmail, but I think zombies have a penalty of 2 to their AC, so they should have 13 AC.
So
do they have
what's the
any-
zombies' damage?
Let me check.
Are they fighting with ultra speeds?
No, zombies just hit with their arms. They do D8 damage, and they have +1 to hit.
Common.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 damage done to yours. I got a crit.
And mine misses.
Zombie Josh and Zombie Bob go at the same time in the second round.
No.
Oh, no, they just endlessly clawed each other.
Nope.
Nope. Zombie
That'll
Bob
hit.
hits.
D6 plus.
D8, just
Nothing.
D8.
Oh, D8.
For a whopping 8 damage.
You take me down
I think-
despite a crit.
Zombie Bob just takes Zombie Jaw's head in between his and just rips the head off.
Just like, this is mine now. And puts it on his head.
And then Droopy comes from behind and just shovels him to death.
Yeah.
Bonk.
Oh, that was fun.
And now I will leave the corpse like that. The one guy with the other guy's head in his hands.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, you now are back in the canyon. What do you do with the donkeys?
Even better, before I end him, I command him to sit down, like leaning against the side of the canyon, holding the head in his arm. Then I smash his face in. So anybody who comes this across just sees this guy holding his buddy's head in his arm.
Now, Droopy, we have to think. Those guys seemed like they had really shitty tabards.
Huh?
They might just be bandits claiming this is under Mistrayan rule. So if we walk into town, I don't know if we're going to get chased out. Which direction did they all scatter, Neal?
Oh, there was no organized retreat. This was a rout. Everyone running for their life in any direction they could possibly find safety.
Okay.
This was to the hills.
But Neal, there is no safety from death and fear. They will always accompany you.
Yeah. Well, what are you guys gonna do? You still have this letter to deliver.
Yeah. How close are we? Do we know?
You've never been here before, but, you know, they said the canyon was a little less than a mile long, and there was a dam at the top with holding back a reservoir, and then the town was beyond that, so it's probably like half a mile away. Probably pretty close.
Let's go.
Sure.
I mean, I have still most of my spells, so...
Okay. You head back down to the canyon. What do you do with the extra 2 donkeys?
I pat them on the head, give them a goodbye.
All right, you leave them in the canyon.
You know, I want to point out it's like, technically it's crawling claws, but I'm just imagining chopping off a hoof, and it's just hopping along the
No hopping hooves, only crawling claws.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I draw the line at hopping hooves, okay?
It's just
It's just too ridiculous.
animated leg.
Yeah. So you head up the canyon, and it's a little windy. Not a lot, but enough that you never have like a clear line of sight until you notice the height gets a little bit lower and a little bit lower, and you come around this last little bendy, windy thingy, and you can see the final like 200 feet to the end of the canyon, and there's definitely like a wall that has been built up at the end. Where the canyon starts to open a little bit, and the left side of it, from your perspective, has this wall that looks like it's an artificially made dam. There's like large logs holding up the wall, leaning down towards you, with ropes attached to them that go off to either side that are connected to winches, and you see winches, not wenches. Winches are... Maybe there's winches on the winches.
Holding these ropes, ready to let go at any time.
The winches are manned by winches, sorry.
Okay. Are any of them... Do I see anyone wearing a red tabard?
No. On the right side, the canyon just kind of goes up this slope, and that's all you see.
Okay.
You're about 200 feet out. You've just kind of poked your head around the corner, or the donkey is poked and the wagon's following. It's still about 20 feet wide, but it opens to 60 or so where the dam is.
Okay. I guess we'll continue unless I see someone with a red tabard.
All right. You head on up and start getting pretty close to that dam. And that's when a face pokes its head over a wall and looks down at you guys. And it shouts, "Who goes there?"
We're delivering a letter.
The head just disappears. Like pops back down below the wall, and that's that.
It would be so silly if they released an entire dam just to take out 2 people.
It would be. That'd be ridiculous.
It might be needed.
Might be needed.
But anyway,
it wouldn't work anyway, because we both have etherealness. To add to the terror. Imagine us dropping an entire river of water on 2 people.
2 people just walk up the slope and just appear next to someone. Yeah. So anyway, I guess we just continue?
Yep. You head on up, and you come out through the canyon and into the rooftop lair of Gold Hill. It's there's a lot of smokestacks rising up from underground houses. There are a few above ground buildings, not many, but they're stone construction, wide, squat things, sized mostly for dwarves. There are a couple of human-sized buildings that have been built nearby the very front. One of them looks like some sort of barracks sort of thing. You can tell by the guards standing out front, off duty, playing cards or chatting with each other or having a beer. And the other looks like it's probably some sort of office or administration building.
I think I'll go up to like a random person, dwarf, anyone.
Yeah, there are a couple of dwarves standing about, looking at the sky, putting their hands on their hips.
Just kind of ask, are you guys under the control of Mistrea?
I look over at you awkwardly. That's what they say. How are you here and you don't know that?
Okay.
Excuse me, son, I asked you a question.
I've just heard rumors. And listen, I live under a rock.
You didn't get stopped on the way in? They stop everyone on the way in.
Oh, yeah. We got stopped. I just was assuming. You know.
The dwarf kind of gives a half-hearted shrug and notices the amulet of Terrasa that you probably proudly display since you're a cleric of fear.
I mean, it's just like built into the armor.
Yeah.
With the little middle one hanging down. I got the white robe over it. And the hands over it all.
Just nods at you. And
okay.
I guess he's looking. I guess it's probably not looking up. You're about dwarf size, maybe a tall dwarf. The two dwarves turn back to each other and mutter in Dwarven. Do either of you speak Dwarven?
Nope.
Okay. They mutter amongst themselves as dwarves are wont to do, and make space between the two of you. Just kind of the two groups.
Okay. Did he tell us who to deliver the letter to?
Yes, he said the administrator, or the. I forget the exact word, but the people. There's a person who is in charge of Gold Hill. Not quite a mayor, but yeah, there's a folk here.
I'll just go to the sheriff who's right in front and ask where the administrator is.
Yeah, you come to this administration building, and as you approach it, you notice that outside, hanging over the door frame or over the door, is a piece of red fabric about 2 feet wide and 6 feet tall, with a hand stitched black outline of a dragon over it. And you can walk right on in this wooden building. And you come in, and there's a human.
I think I'll have made sure the wagon is facing the other way first.
So you turn the wagon away so it can head back. Yeah. There's a human man, middle-aged guy in here, who looks up at you as you approach and blinks. Yes.
Here to deliver a letter from Drekis.
From Drekis, you say? He stands up and comes over to you and reaches for the letter that you hand him. And immediately breaks.
They did say nope. I will say, as he's coming over, they did say it was trapped and you would know the word.
How the hell do they expect me to read a letter if they're going to trap it? It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can't.
I was just the messenger. I'm sorry.
Fucking trigger.
What was that, Neal, in rememorizing spells? What was that about again?
Oh, you can do it, but it takes twice as long or something?
1.5 times.
1.5 times, yeah.
So, I'll hand it to him. Tell him it's trapped, and...
Scratch his head. Any idea how to get past the trap?
If you don't know the word, I guess dispel magic.
Motherfucking son of a bitch. God. He shouts for a messenger. Daisy!
Sorry.
Get over here, Daisy! Hey, you gotta... Go find Reggie. He should be out there somewhere. And tell him to get his ass back here as quickly as possible.
Anyway, have a good day.
Oh, hold on. You ain't going anywhere. So, what? Who is it that sent you, and what was their attitude, and any idea what this might be about? I need more information.
They said it was financial reports. That they generally send financial reports here. But the last few times they
this
haven't
isn't
shown
sent
up.
to. He puts the letter down, and a smile across his face. I see. Well, why don't you come on in? Did you bring any other companions? It looks past you.
I will be leaving for the day.
No, nonsense. It's getting on towards evening. Why don't you sit and have dinner?
No, thank you. Doreen will just walk out.
You walk out while this administration person stands in there thinking to themselves. You have a few moments before they act when you step out and you can talk to Droops.
We're leaving, Droopy.
Meh.
Come on, donkey.
Okay. I need to make some dice rolls.
Oh dear.
Hey, does Droopy see anything like the guy coming up behind Doreen and...
No. You guys are allowed to leave. It's still like a full day back to Bridgelight, or Bridgegate. Are you just gonna power through the night?
Definitely. I say, Droopy, we're powering through.
Okay. Sure. You can make your way back to Bridgegate.
She'll probably have a nap during though.
And let's make some quick checks here.
The Archer's coming back for more.
It's actually a fairly simple return journey. There are no random encounters across the plains, at least. Let's take a look at the forested areas.
Probably spend some... No, I have enough.
Yeah, there's no random encounters all the way back home. It's a nice, peaceful, simple journey until you return to Shenanigans in Berkshire.
Okay.
Yep. You've made your way back here, back to Shenanigans, back to the bar, and yeah.
Now, Neal, I'm not very familiar with army group sizes. About how many soldiers would like 20 guys be? Like,
so,
what would be the...
generally speaking,
not a battalion, a unit.
No. Generally speaking, for this area, we talk about people in groups of spears. A spear is usually 8 soldiers, usually led by, the knight or the person whose territory that they live in. They usually break down into like groups of 8-ish. So 20 people would be like 2 spears, 2.5 spears. That's generally what we're talking about here.
Okay.
They can be broken into other formats depending on the structure, but the grouping is usually 8 plus a leader.
Okay. So it's basically 2 spears.
Yeah, they could be 2 big spears, or sometimes things get messed up and a commander dies and you fold groups together, or someone owns a lot of land and so they've got like 4 villages and so they'll raise like 32 people and just command them themselves, but they'll probably have like a secondary person, It's wiggly wobbly. Anyway, you're back here in Shenanigans. And as you come in and sit down and take a load off from the long, dusty trail you've been on, you see a young lady approaching you. She's got that same regalia that the diplomat, the official that came up to you earlier has on. And she says, "Oh, the 2 of you are back? You're alive. You made it."
Yes.
How exciting. Well, you can give me a very quick summary, and then I'll go grab the head honcho, and you can give him a bigger breakdown. But how did it go? Did you deliver the message? Any replies?
The message was delivered. We left as quickly as possible. Was it Gold Hill? Gold Hill is ruled by Mistrea now.
That can't be. That's ridiculous.
Trust me. They had a Mistrean flag right on the sheriff's station as we entered town. And were stopped by 2 spears worth of soldiers along the road heading there.
What happened to these soldiers?
11 fled. We killed the captain, the wizard, and the others.
Oh my. Oh my. Well, I will go grab Bernard immediately. And she hurries off, and, you know, a couple hours later, that same guy that was out there at the beginning, whose name is Bernard, shows up. No, his name is David. That's what his name... No, David was the other guy. This is Bernard.
That was the bartender.
That was the bartender, yeah. This is Bernard. You can give him the same report. He'll hand you some money, 100 gold each, furrowing his brow and muttering to himself about the impossibility of the situation. And we are going to wrap up this episode of Shenanigans, but don't go anywhere because we are going to do a second episode following this. It'll be part 2. We don't normally do part 1 and 2 of Shenanigans things, but this will be part 2 of this thing. So why don't we dole out some experience and wrap this session up?
We assume this is like the next weekend?
Maybe, probably.
Just so I can recast some spells.
I mean, we also had the journey back, so you had plenty of time to reanimate all your hands.
You had like 7 days on the journey back.
True.
So
then
I made sure like all my reds are
sure.
Sackers. The sack is well stocked.
This plus a 5th level fighter and a 5th level wizard who just got wrecked.
And this troop, 2 spears of just crossbowmen who were just physically and morally devastated.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably need a few weeks off after that.
Yeah.
They're ruled by Mistrea now, but their military is probably taking the week off.
Let's be honest. I mean, Gold Hill isn't like a major city. It's just like a city, right?
It is the city one. Yeah. It is
okay, so we probably took out like one of the highest level fighters there and their wizard.
To be fair, it is quite important because they have a gold mine, and Swihard comes from there. If McTacky posted in that,
he does not come from Gold Hill. He comes from the place in the northeast.
McTacky says it's the location of the Dwarf Academy that Swihard Blacksteel attended.
Yeah, well, it's not in Gold Hill. It's near Gold Hill. It's in the Drekian range, but it's definitely not in Gold Hill proper. And Zwihard is from Tharnam originally, well, outside of Tharnam, but we could say Tharnam. Yeah, the Dwarf Forging Academy is a separate thing near Gold Hill in those mountains. Let's give you also some fantastic role-playing, because what you did was truly horrific in a way I haven't seen in ages. And let's just round up so everyone can take home an even 5,000.
10%? Oh, well, I guess, well, that's easy.
Yep,
5,000. Oh, that's 5,500 for me.
Same.
Alrighty.
Oh, I'm close to leveling up. I only need 3,500 more.
Excellent. And last thing before we go, what do you do with that spellbook?
Oh, I definitely give it to Desmond, saying it was a Mistrean wizard. He had at least Fireball.
Excellent. Wonderful. Good job, buddy.
Give it to... I don't know, give it to... What's her face?
Layla?
Layla.
I don't know if I trust her with fireballs yet.
Do you think she can cast it, though?
When I was her age, I had all sorts of secrets from my parents. I don't trust her farther than I can throw. I mean, I can throw her kind of far.
Right.
But I'm going to do my best to limit her access to mass destruction. For now.
Fair enough. That's why I gave it to you and not her.
When she grows up in infinity years, then I'll definitely give it to her. Since no one in Shenanigans ever ages. But that's it for today, for this session. Stick around. The stream will go down and come back up for VOD cutting reasons, and we'll be back with more Shenanigans. Bye-bye, everyone.